Sarah and I'm one of the English tutors here at Wolsey Hall. This video is just to explain commas and when to use them. So a common mistake is actually to use commas all over the place, but there are 3 different times that you do need to use them, and I'm just going to briefly explain each one. So the first one is to use them in lists. So you need to separate each item in your list for it to make sense. So for example, I like roast chicken, pizza, ice cream and chips. So you can see that the commas are used after each item, but not before the last one because the connective will link them together. If you didn't use commas, you can actually really change the meaning. So if you didn't use the commas here, it could sound like you like eating ice cream, which is roast chicken and pizza flavoured. So that's why you separate them. So for the second one, example, he was a kind, wonderful person. So you need to separate both of those adjectives with a comma. You can use commas before connectives as well. So this is the second way to use them. So when you join 2 sentences together with a connective, you sometimes need a comma as well. The most common one is something we've talked about before, which is using fanboys connectives. So these are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So often if you use those in a sentence, you will need a comma before. So for example, the ice cream was tasty, comma, but it made me ill. You also need to use them for longer linking words, such as however and nevertheless. So here's an example. However, comma, the pizza was topped with pineapple. But there's a third way that you need to use commas, and that's to use extra information in a sentence. So you can use a pair of commas to separate it within the middle of a sentence. So here's an example. Mr. Crystal, who lives next door, has just bought a tractor. So you're adding that additional information into the main part of the sentence, so you need the 2 commas to separate it. You can actually check that you've used commas correctly by removing the bit inside the commas. If the sentence still makes sense, then you have used them correctly. So it's a good tip just to check that you're using them properly. So I hope this has helped. Try to use commas in your writing. It will help you use a range of punctuation and a range of sentence structures, which your English tutor will always be looking for.